It would be funny if you just had to like narrate everything you did in the production side. It's like, now I'm hitting record. Now we will have a waveform and.
But I would have to do it in like a 1950s.
Live from the studio. Hitting record. Here we go. I'm going to record the podcast now. Are you ready to go? Let's do the intro. Did you turn on the on-air sign? It's on, Johnny. It's on, Sam.
I'm hitting record. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Welcome to Bitter Coffee. My name is Kelly Coffee.
And I'm Derek Fanton.
Good day, my friend.
A good day to you.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's just get right into it.
Okay, I love that idea.
You and I, a little bit sleep deprived.
Yep, we've got some grogginess today, for lack of a better term.
We have children and research.
Yeah,
is what's keeping us from
and your research can be like
sleep.
a child at times. You have to care for it and nurture it and make sure it doesn't, close its fingers in the door. That's the thing you have to do with the research, right?
That's my biggest struggle is not having my research slam its research fingers in the research door.
Those research fingers. I had a toddler who decided that she didn't want to go to bed until 10:30 and then wanted to wake up at 4 a.m. And so Here we are.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's got a lot to do. She's on a tight schedule.
She has a lot of priorities in her day.
She runs a very tight ship.
Yes, it is covered in Dorito dust and it is constantly moving her ship. Yes.
I lived the better part of my 20s.
Covered in Dorito dust?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised I'm not covered in Dorito dust more now.
I swore off of Taco Bell in college after a number of negative experiences, which isn't enough to make most people swear off Taco Bell, apparently, because everyone has them. But the one thing I do think I wish I had taken advantage of or had the opportunity to enjoy was the Doritos Locos Tacos. The idea that you can make a taco shell out of a Dorito seems obvious, but when done correctly also sounds glorious. Never taken part, but it sounds wonderful.
I mean, the person I married likes to shove some nacho chips into a soft taco that's wrapped in. No, it's a hard shell taco wrapped in a soft taco.
Yes,
but then she'll worlds. Mash up some nachos and shove them in there. I think she's under the impression that she invented that. I am in no position to say, people do that, right?
That is a textural wonder, though. I am immediately intrigued.
Oh, it's a culinary romp. Absolutely.
Have we talked about walking tacos on this show before?
Walking tacos.
Yeah, which is something that was introduced to me by VP of Marketing, Sarah, at OnLogic.
Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah from the shower.
Sarah from the baby shower. That is correct. Thank you for clarifying.
But also we have to circle back because you said something 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was what they say, what the kids call an Easter egg.
Oh, okay. We'll put a pin in that. I want to come back to the Easter egg in a second.
I have to write it down because I'm an old.
Walking. Yes, and for the record, Kelly is all analog today. She's got a pen. She's got paper.
Yeah.
We're doing it old school.
Actively writing things down.
So walking tacos are you take a single serving size Fritos bag of Fritos.
Okay.
Open that up.
Okay.
Then you put all your taco fixins in that bag. So you put the meat in, you put the cheese in, you put the onions, you stir it up a little bit, and then you eat it directly out of the bag with a fork.
I had one of
so good.
at the Cowgirl Hall of Fame in the West Village years ago.
The best place to have them.
The only place.
Really?
Because
authentic place.
I could not decide between the chicken fried steak and the Frito bag.
I love a double meat experience. A chicken fried steak.
Yep.
Yes, the Frito bag. Yeah, so walking tacos, maybe known by other names regionally. But yes, so good. Highly recommend. Everybody get out there and do that. But if you took now I'm just picturing you take any of the random hot chips that they make these days. And
I'm not a hot chip fan. I'm not on board with the hot chip.
I don't understand why everything has to be spicy. Right. I have a delicate
and not even
palate.
hot, just flaming hot.
Yeah, it's not just hot. It wasn't hot enough. What if it's flaming hot
exactly.
instead? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. It doesn't make any sense. So talk to me about the Easter egg. Let's go back to that.
Okay. So you had
I don't know what I said.
We were discussing how Sarah and I met at a baby shower.
Baby shower.
And you had mentioned, well, maybe at the next baby shower.
Oh, no. Nope. That was not a clue. That was not
Okay.
a subtle. Although, man, I wish it had been. That would have been good. I'll think about that for if that were to ever happen, but it is not happening.
Okay.
No. So sorry to both disappoint and confirm everyone's suspicion.
No,
that
it's
is not
fine.
happening.
I wasn't, because I was like,
I just meant in your life.
I have to get a cheese fountain
Yeah.
because I'm not going to let another baby shower go
Without
by.
a nacho bar. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. We wouldn't either were that to happen, but it is not happening. There's no subtle secret there. Or
Okay.
anything.
I mean, it only took me like 4 days for it to like click in my head.
Wait a second.
Wait a second, Derek.
Those are always my favorite. When
Yeah.
It's like, boy, I want to ask clarity, but also it took so long for me to think of it that I don't want to feel like an idiot. So never
Well,
mind.
I thought about just sending you a text saying, "Hey, are you guys having a baby?"
just a baby emoji with a question mark.
Or like the I don't know
Yeah,
emoji,
hands up.
Yeah.
Kelly's making the the hands up in the air. I don't know emoji.
like a shoulder shrug. Want to follow up? Last time you and I chatted, I was 1 day out from my colonoscopy prep.
Yes, you were.
Oh boy. So, all right, this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to downplay
Sure.
the prep,
Right. No.
but when I compared what I went through or experienced,
Yes.
I didn't go through it, versus what
Many things went
Michelle
through you.
went
but-
through.
Yeah.
Day of, Michelle was dry heaving over the kitchen sink, saying, maybe I could just get cancer instead.
Maybe that would be better
She was
at this
terribly
juncture.
sick.
Oh gosh.
Me?
Yikes. No.
My prep, take a half a bottle of Miralax, mix it with some Gatorade,
Sure.
drink 8 ounces every 15 minutes, go to bed. Wake up 5 hours before your procedure,
Right.
drink the other half
Okay. Sure.
every 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and we'll
Good
see
to
you
go.
soon.
Yeah.
I have to say, I had it in my mind that it was going to be this terrible experience that lasted, days and days and days.
Right. As I think most do.
I was super hungry.
Oh, good.
But I was doing things like Michelle made some chicken broth, and I was like, oh, I'm so full.
I'm topped
that
up
cup
by
of broth.
chicken broth. Yeah.
And then I was trying to, rationalize, like, well, Chardonnay is a clear liquid.
I mean,
Probably not how I want to
work
go
the
into
system
an
you're
experience.
provided. Yeah.
Super easy.
Good.
Had a hell of a nap.
Yeah.
The doctor that did the procedure, I'd never met before.
Okay. Well.
And he was, shout out to Dr. Schwartz.
Yeah.
And
Well done, Dr. Schwartz.
so he and I had never met before. And he said, oh, it says here on your chart that you're nervous. I'm like historically.
Not about this in particular. Just generally speaking.
Genetically,
nervous person.
I can't avoid it. And it had an asterisk next to it.
Oh, interesting.
And he said, well, there's not 2, so I don't really have to worry. I said, right. So he said, well, what are you nervous about?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And I said, there's a lot. He said, I can tell
Do
you
you want
what.
an itemized list?
Yeah, I mean, how much time do we have? I'll go analog.
You've got a procedure to do, I'm
Give
pretty
me
sure.
a pen. He said, you're afraid that it's going to hurt and that we're going to find cancer. And I said, you know what? You're not wrong.
Nailed it, Doc.
And he said, do
been
you get
doing this a while.
mammograms? I'm like, every year. He goes, yeah, that's a bigger risk. I'm like, oh, all right. Not really.
This is the flying versus driving argument.
Yep.
This is the you're more likely to get in a car crash than you are a plane
Exactly.
crash. Yeah. Smart on his part.
So then the next thing I know, we were talking about like hotels and then what exit from New Jersey I was from.
And then it was hours later.
And then, yeah. So he said something about the Bates Motel. He was
Okay.
talking about the Bates Motel and something like he
Interesting.
had just finished.
Great
like,
bedside
there was
manner.
like a book. Exactly. There was like a book or like
Okay.
a series of books about the Bates Motel.
Sure. I'm
I don't
thinly
know.
read. I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Yeah. I'm
said,
you.
yeah, I just-
I'm with books. I'm you with movies. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's
I don't
fair.
know. I don't know those books.
So I don't really know where the conversation was going because, nervousness.
Sure.
And so I'm wheeled into the room and he wheeled me in,
Nice. Oh,
which I thought was kind of cool.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Because we're, I guess.
Normally you
having a
meet
great
them there.
conversation.
You meet them at the destination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll do a check-in and then you see him again.
We'll see you in there.
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
they always say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
Wheeled me
that's
right
cool.
in.
That's cool.
And he was talking about something about a connection between Psycho
Okay.
and Plainfield, Vermont, and Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Okay. Interesting.
So then I see...
If anybody is aware of this this connection,
I'm going to
please
have to
let us know on the
research it,
socials.
but I can't do any more research these days. So what I tried to do was say, oh, fun fact, I was born in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Right. Uh-huh.
I see the little tube of propofol
Getting dispensed.
in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And the anesthesiologist says, how's that? I was trying to say plate, and I just went, pa. That's the last thing I remember.
Record scratch.
Yeah.
To a couple hours later.
And then I woke up, and one of the post-op nurses said, do you want something to drink? And I was like, oh, yeah, I sure do. I'm a thirsty girl. I haven't had anything to drink in many hours.
Bourbon, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, do you have any those peanut butter crackers?
Oh.
And she said, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what pairs well with you?
What's a good
So I was like, I'm back.
You got to go grape juice there.
I went ginger
Right?
ale.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
peanut butter crackers and grape juice.
Whereas I like
ginger
to
ale's a
call
good
it
call.
ginger ale.
That's the illness cure du jour for, I think, everyone who's ever not feeling
Had
well.
a
Little
straw.
ginger ale.
Made
Well,
me sitting on top of the world.
I am very glad to hear that the Schwartz was with you during your procedure.
So, I would
you
do
won't
it. I
understand
would do it again
that
tomorrow if I had
Spaceballs
to.
reference, But good.
I would do it again. It was an enjoyable experience.
When's the next one? Sign me up, Doc.
10
when can I
years.
get back in?
10 years.
So it's not like the dentist where they just give you a card when you leave.
Nope.
It's like, come on back here.
None of that.
10 years. Congrats.
So my PSA, if you are 45 and older, just schedule it.
Yeah, just get it done.
It's not a big deal.
Yep.
You know, you could even send me an email. I'll give you Dr. Schwartz's info. He's an awesome doctor. Love him.
I'm so glad to hear it went well. And I heard that your self-assessment of your prep was not the only version of you did a great job in the prep, right? They give you a little bit of a score.
I had some documentation that I left
there's
with.
some documentation that your prep was exceptional, I believe.
I think it was excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent prep.
And then there's also a pic that I showed you today that I did not send out.
We will likely not post on the social medias.
No.
But it's just Kelly. So did Michelle take that, or you took that and sent it to Michelle?
I took it.
And so
what I was trying to do was I was going to FaceTime Michelle
Sure.
and say I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And I completely had no idea how to do that.
Right.
Because I'm on dope.
Because you're all hopped up. Yep.
Tied up. And I think I did take a picture. I think I sent a pic to 2 people.
Okay.
But the one that I tried to send to Michelle, I'm essentially asleep.
It's Kelly who took the photo, but you wouldn't know it because she looks asleep. Her eyes are fully closed.
Shut.
So she was trying to send Michelle a ready-to-go photo. I'm ready to go. And she's masked up because she's in the hospital, obviously. And then her eyes are just shut. It's well framed. You're very much in the center of the frame. So you looked at it at some point, just not during the photo
Bit of a shutter bug.
And the vibe that comes off of that photo I shared with Kelly is, for anyone who's seen Jodie Foster in Contact, there's that moment where she's sitting in the ship and she's just going, I'm ready, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. And just desperate for them to launch. That's kind of the vibe that I was getting off that photo.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. I'm glad it went well. Good for you for doing it. Everybody else get out there and get that taken care of.
What I did miss was the whole Johnny Depp thing, because I would have spent the entire day watching that trial, my day of rest.
Yes.
Watching the trial. I didn't know that this was going on till like Wednesday or Thursday.
It's an
Have you
ongoing
watched any
thing.
of this?
So I'm on TikTok, as you may know, as everyone else is well aware, and TikTok loves a good clip of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial or hearing or whatever. I'm not even sure.
It's a trial.
It's a trial.
Yeah.
And so
by jury.
It's a defamation trial, right?
Yes.
Yeah. By jury, not by combat, sadly. So
Trial by jury.
yeah. Here we are. Today's trial. Pooping on beds. Who does that? Apparently Amber Heard.
Wait, what?
So I was wondering if you had heard about this. So the most recent internet darling of this trial is the fact that apparently Johnny Depp shared a story that in I'm guessing multiple moments of anger, Amber Heard just dropped a big deuce on his back. Yeah. Like a normal, rational human would do.
What's the thought process that has to take place?
You know what? You know what? Jiggling of pants. You know what?
And then there's like a timing issue.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Multiple
You know
moments
what I
of
mean?
rage. Like you would have to get over. You have time to like adjust your, mental state to
Yeah.
go. You know what? Maybe not. What got me?
I'd probably get spooked.
Yeah.
Right?
There'd be a
Like-
performance anxiety issue, I think. For me at least, I'm curious because it sounds like I have tried to actively avoid many details about this because I do not have the mental bandwidth for other people's issues. But from what it sounds like, the whole thing is that like she pooped on his bed. And I'm like, wait, do they have separate beds as a married couple? And so like she went to his bedroom to poop on his bed. I have other questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently that's so as you can imagine, the internet has very much enjoyed that little tidbit of a story. Lots of memes of the scene from Jurassic Park where Jeff Goldblum walks up to the big pile of Triceratops shit and it's like, that's a big pile of shit. So lots of memes of like Johnny Depp coming home after a long night. It's like just a lot. So yeah, I have not been following closely, but again, because I'm on the internet, I see things.
I can't get past the fact that he kind of sounds like he's trying to sound like a leprechaun.
Well, so Johnny Depp, as I think everyone is aware at this point, has a bit of a look, has a very distinct look, looks like him, has had like the slick back hair ponytail the whole time.
Yeah.
And
like an ombre kind of dye job.
Exactly.
What I do appreciate is that, what I don't like about Johnny Depp, and this is really trivial because I'm an asshole.
You trivial? No.
He always has like, how many fucking necklaces can you put on? Like 30?
There's a lot of accessories.
There's like
in the
a
Johnny
lot of
Depp wardrobe.
bracelets and necklaces
a lot of jangling.
and like a scarf.
Yep, lots of layers. There's a
And then
cravat.
like an ascot.
Yeah, exactly.
And like a sideways hat. Like a fedora.
Well, there was a whole other thing
Shit hanging off of it.
that TikTok shared with me about apparently Amber Heard has been copying his looks from the previous day as like a weird power play. So like he wore a gray suit and a ponytail and then the next day she wore a gray suit and a ponytail and like I have no idea if this is internet manipulation because again, I have not been paying attention directly, but it painted a very interesting picture of like
That's amazing.
all the things that she does to like try and be aggressive without being openly aggressive. It's very interesting. Yeah, he has an interesting way to
there's a
speak.
finger that's missing. There's like a tip of a finger that's missing.
I've not caught wind of that.
So
piece.
this is where like I
Okay.
So I don't even know what I do.
Kelly's gesturing wildly over her
Yeah.
head to indicate what
It's
she
like
does.
yeah.
Which is quite a bit.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So he's missing the tip of his finger.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Johnny Depp's story is that he got into an argument with Amber Heard and she took a big vodka bottle out of his hands, took 2 steps back, and then threw it at him.
Okay.
And because the glass shattered everywhere, somehow cut the tip of his finger off.
Clean off.
Which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
yeah, I mean-
because he said it flew past his head.
Okay.
Her story
he's picking it up. I don't know.
Is that she was held captive for 3 days.
Okay.
And when she was finally able to maybe get away, he cut his finger off. That tracks for me.
That sounds way more believable.
Right?
I mean, I guess.
I don't really know. And she had recorded, she had taken video
Well, that's the
of
other
a lot
thing.
of their interactions.
There's a lot of recordings on both sides.
There's one where he's pouring himself a glass of wine, and it's like, I don't even know how many ounces it is. 16?
How many are in a bottle?
20?
Yeah.
You know, and it's very like aggressively poured. And she says something like, "You don't need to drink that much wine." He's like, "I'll show you." So maybe that's in response. That's when she did like a bed poo. Right? I don't know.
You're drinking too much wine. Right? My only recourse as far as I see it.
Not, seek help.
Nope.
But-
Maybe this deuce will teach you a lesson. Be a little drunky, I'll be a little dookie. What do you think about that, Johnny?
Anyway,
Jesus
so I got the Court TV app. on my TV just so I can
like
watch
that
it.
being so. Long story short,
Yeah.
I got the Court TV app.
So yeah, there's
Oh my
there's
goodness
that.
gracious! Not since the OJ trial has Court TV
You read my mind.
been so popular.
You read my mind because that's the last time I watched Court TV.
Yeah, I didn't even know Court TV was still a thing, and the only reason I knew it was a thing at all was the OJ trial. Mm-hmm. My goodness gracious!
Speaking of TV,
Yeah.
got some sports to talk about.
Yeah,
Gonna talk about
talking
some
sports
sporties.
here on Bitter Coffee. Our audience, we know, huge sports fans, and so we want to cover a couple of things. Yes, I walked in today with my Celtics sweatshirt on, and
I did a little chant.
you did at
As
the
I
door
welcomed you into
before
my
I even
home.
got into the home. Let's go Celtics, and I was like. Absolutely. Hugely excited for the playoffs. Celtics looking like a team possessed. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yay.
Tatum, Brown on a roll. It's fun. It's fun right now to be a Celtics fan.
Yet also very nerve-wracking.
Well, yes, because as we've seen for years and years and years with this team, with other Celtics teams, like you just never know what you're going to get. We're up 2-0. Against New Jersey, an absolutely star-packed organization. Sorry, Brooklyn. not
Formerly New
Yeah,
Jersey,
formerly New Jersey.
now
Listen,
Brooklyn.
my sports fandom stems from the 80s and 90s. They're going to be the New Jersey Nets as long as I am alive. Yes, the Brooklyn Nets, and things are looking good right now. But yeah, we go to Brooklyn next. We'll see today. Actually, we'll see how they look in a away game. But it's been fun.
I have a little bit of an issue when I'm watching basketball. It doesn't happen with baseball,
Okay.
and I enjoy watching a baseball game every once in a while.
I mean, you're alone in that.
Gal needs a nap.
Okay, well that makes
Right?
sense then. Yeah.
And I don't know why I do it, and Michelle has basically stopped reacting when I do this.
Okay.
And it happened a lot during the first 2 games that
Okay.
I watched.
Yeah.
Close games.
Sure.
When there's like a point that's made, or even like a free throw kind
Sure.
of thing,
Yep.
and it goes in. You know what I say?
Oh boy.
Fuck you!
Wait. If it's the other team that makes it, or the
If
Celtics?
it's my team.
I see.
But I'm saying it to the other
I
team.
get it. On behalf of the
Yeah,
shooter.
it's kind of like a hell yeah, but I
Right.
get like really overly aggressive.
Like they probably can't just shout "fuck you" when they make a shot, but you can for them. I love that. I love that
I'm
for them and
taking that
for you.
responsibility on.
You're a key player. I can't wait for you to get your ring if they go all the way.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
I love it.
It's every single time.
I'm gonna start doing that.
It's But here's the thing, don't tell Hannah that's what you're going to do.
No, absolutely
because
not.
the response is not what you're going
She'll just
to
be
expect.
on her phone doing whatever she does while I'm watching sports, and then I'll just be fuck you! Gwenny's trying to eat a bag of chips, and she's like, Daddy, bad word.
Get the whole family to do it. There have been a few times because Michelle is not a huge Kyrie Irving fan.
I mean, are there huge Kyrie Irving fans? No, there
No.
probably are. There probably
I think
are,
there
but
are.
I don't know any of them.
But when he's getting booed
Yeah.
in Boston,
Sure,
and then
sure.
I yell the F you, a couple of times Michelle's
Co-signing.
exactly
Co-signing that fuck you.
but like quietly.
I'm not going to get that involved, but
Yeah.
I do agree.
It's
do
fine.
agree.
Yeah. So by the time this podcast comes out, we will know
Yeah.
whether or not
Yeah, whether the Celtics have continued to play well in round 1. I think there'll be 2 games. There's the game today, and then I assume there's another game like Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, by the time this comes out, the Celtics may have moved on to round 2, or everyone in Celtics Nation may be incredibly anxious and
Yeah.
worried and complaining and angry.
so it's like a day in the life of me.
correct.
Right.
Celtics fandom may come around to just a Kelly Coffee style
Welcome
existence.
aboard, everybody.
Yeah, I'm basically if they get out of round 2 or out of round 1, I gotta find a watch solution because I've been cobbling together a solution to watch the games, which largely involves just like living them through Twitter, which honestly, pretty great. I like following games on Celtics Twitter because
I have Fubo.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
We can figure it
figure
out,
something out.
right?
But
I'll give you my login info.
Thank you for that.
no problem.
Well, it's not Netflix, so you can do that. Netflix has a whole thing now where they're trying to crack down on subscription sharing because God knows I'm sure they don't have enough cash.
So Netflix is kind of like, you know what? I want to break up.
Yeah.
And the other person's like, okay.
Okay.
And no, that's not what I meant. I just meant like I was going to take a long weekend by myself.
Yeah. And they're going to
Did you want to come with me? I thought you were busy.
They're going to have a lower tier that has commercials. So they're basically...
Isn't that just called television?
Stopping people from sharing passwords. Great PR. And then adding commercials to the lower tier existence of Netflix. Just people love having to pay for their own subscriptions and commercials.
Right.
People love to pay to watch commercials.
Here's my problem with commercials. Well, specifically with Hulu. Hulu and I have changed our relationship drastically.
Well, there's a lot of evolution on both ends there, I feel.
I went ad-free.
Yep.
And had like the live option.
Yep.
But they would have commercials.
Yes.
And you know what the commercials were? Hulu commercials.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to convince me stream your service.
Like Tim's comment about the people from Verizon coming to his house trying to sell him Verizon. He's like, no, I have Verizon. I don't need your service any more than I already have it.
It's already happening. Don't need to do it anymore.
I got a weird alert from Xfinity just the other day. They were like, hey, FYI, we increased your internet speeds. It won't cost you anything more, but your current modem router can't handle those speeds, so we're going to send you a new one. And I was like... Okay. I was like waiting for an anvil to fall on my head. Like It felt like there had to be a huge catch here somewhere. No, they're just like, oh, we're going to fit. So I don't know if they're really working hard to try and combat what has become like the example of terrible customer service and expense that is Xfinity internet. But yeah, I'm very excited to get my new router and have higher speeds.
You know how you respond to that?
I'm interested.
Fuck you! Just celebrate, right?
Fuck you, Dish Network! Fuck you!
Guess we have to check that explicit box.
Yeah, this is going to be one of them.
Bunch of times.
Yeah, we've run over our 3 F-bombs for the episode, so. Now an explicit podcast. Explicit comedy podcast. Better copy. All the JCs and that we've been dropping.
I haven't had one JC or GD.
I think I had one earlier.
Did you? I just went right for like F.
I think I had one during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard conversation because that's how I feel about it.
Michelle and I, when we do watch the Sporties,
or what did you call it earlier?
Hoopies.
Hoopies.
Yeah, Hoopies is specifically basketball.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. Sporties general term. Hoopies.
Yeah.
Basketball. Got it.
We'll get some takeout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
And so I have this weird relationship with DoorDash and Grubhub.
Okay.
Grubhub, you order something.
Yeah.
Okay, your order's okay. Oh, you know what? No, never mind.
Oh, that's right. We've talked about the cancellation of orders. Yeah.
Like, so you know what I do? Because I'm an idiot. Let's try it again.
Well,
I'll order the same thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
You don't know where that's going. You don't know where those ones and zeros are being sent. Maybe there's a different person who's then going to approve your order.
So then, I'll try Grubhub first, knowing that it's not going to end well. And then I have to revert to DoorDash.
Sure.
The other night, I was awake for, I'd say 90 minutes.
Okay.
Trying to figure out if the people who started DoorDash know that it rhymes with Jordache. How did you know that?
Because I was about to say, it just occurred to me that DoorDash sounds an awful lot like Jordache.
And you only have to say it out loud one time before that becomes a thing. Because I said to Michelle, well, Grubhub keeps on telling me no. They're coming from a hard no.
Yep.
I guess I'll go with DoorDash.
I wonder if there's any pending litigation between Grubhub and StubHub also.
Oh my God.
I'd be curious to know if those two folks are at odds because of that.
Mind blown. Didn't even think about that.
I deal a lot with IP law these days as we try to name products and stuff like that. And you compete in the same market, so you can't have a name that is that similar is a whole thing. And so because they offer different services, there's probably not a case to be made. But if I'm StubHub, which I want to say has been around a lot longer than Grubhub, I probably have an issue. I bet there was some early angst there. Some angry letters probably sent back and forth.
Does it have to be the same service that's provided?
It basically, you have to make the case that no one would be confused that StubHub and Grubhub offer similar services.
Okay.
So if you thought that you were trying to
order the game and have it played in my living room.
Yeah, if there was a kind of bug that was called a stub and you sold it at StubHub.com, and then Grubhub came along, and you'd be like, no, we got bugs cornered. You can't have that name. That would be a case for it.
That's an untapped market.
It feels mail order bugs, a thing that exists for
would make my life
people who
so
own
much
lizards.
easier. I mean, having to dig them up myself in the backyard.
I will say one of the very first TikToks that I ever saw was someone who had ordered live crickets for I
can't
think
talk about this.
a snake
You know my thing.
or something. And I do know your thing with crickets. We're really harkening back to a
Dying right
very
now.
early episode. But anyway, there's an inner box in the outer box, but the the inner box had been breached. And so when they opened the outer box, Cricket Palooza.
Was it like in someone's bathroom?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I actually think we may have talked about this on the episode about the crickets. Now that I'm thinking about it.
No, because I don't think TikTok was like, I mean, it was a thing,
maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it wasn't TikTok. Maybe it was YouTube. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, is that like there was a YouTube video of somebody opening a box of crickets.
something with like the children were scared.
I mean, who wouldn't be?
You know, I have to go back
They're
and listen
just like
to that
one step
episode.
away from locusts, I feel. So
Oh my God. And they will jump at you.
Oh, yeah.
I know that every time I talk about crickets, I say that. And I always say it like, A, people don't know. And B, I've never shared that information before.
how many people can use the phrase every time I talk about crickets? Other than people who like, I don't know, raise crickets.
Cricket raisers.
As I stare at the cricket bat with our logo emblazoned upon it that hangs in our studio.
Courtesy of Morgan Wagner,
Yes.
who is getting married next week.
No kidding.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Yep.
Morgan. That's awesome.
I don't think this episode will be out by the time they're married. No, she's getting married May 1st.
Okay.
In Florida.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful down there.
So happy nuptials.
Absolutely.
Jeremy and Morgan.
Yes, thank you for both finding your own happiness, but more specifically for the cool cricket bat. We appreciate
Right.
that.
I'm thankful and grateful for both.
Yeah. But one a
But
little
I
more
think a
than the
cricket
other.
bat, you know what I mean? I'm sure the marriage is going to be fine, but this cricket bat, I watch it with a very close eye.
Prize possession.
And
Prize
anything that
possession.
happened to it. What else did I want to talk about?
Anything else on the analog list to get to?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
sure.
if you were to, I'm harking back to the food delivery services.
Okay, great.
If you had to name a delivery service, what would you name it? Now, you know that I'm only queuing this up because I have a
You
name.
have one in your back pocket.
Deliver. Deliver.
Uh-huh.
New word. DA. New word. Liver. Right? Deliver. Wouldn't that be great? So many logo options.
A liver with wheels.
Yeah, or like a liver that's like smiling. Like kind of like the coffee cup logo. Remember the mascot, the coffee cup here in Vermont, which is, shut down.
Yeah. The
Remember
smiling
their
crawler.
Looked kind of like a penis.
Not kind of. Let's be clear. It looked like a penis.
I mean, I don't want to tell anybody, oh, you look like a penis.
So,
But he's retired now, so it doesn't matter.
He's
fine.
He's
in Florida. He's attending Morgan and Jeremy's wedding.
the big bakery in the sky. Deliver.
You spelled coffee wrong and cup.
Yeah, we're ones to talk. So here's an interesting thing that Hannah brought up that is kind of ruined my outlook on on a very specific thing. So you talked about the coffee cup logo, which is a cruller happily waving at people buying crullers to then consume.
And he's like wearing a hat.
Little weird. Mr. Peanut, similar situation. Like, hi, I'm the logo for Peanuts.
Yep.
Please crack me open and consume me.
Yeah.
Tangentially related. My daughter is going to be having a dinosaur-themed birthday party.
Okay, this I want to talk about. I have to write that down.
So it's the 3 Rex birthday party because she's going to be 3. Last year, T for 2, T-themed. Anyway, my wife's very good at this kind of stuff. So
That's amazing.
But one thing she pointed out is on a good portion of the dinosaur-themed party accoutrement, there are a bunch of dinosaurs. happily smiling, having jovial times. And then a lot of the time, there is also a volcano pictured. Often erupting volcanoes. That's weird, right? Like, it's very strange that these jovial dinosaurs, like,
hey, everybody, look
come
at us.
party with us and also celebrate our looming demise, I guess, in the form of this volcano. So we've had to now go. We went to the party store the other day and we grabbed some plates, and we both, as Hannah picked them up, we both stopped and like, oh, hang on. And we like looked very closely to be like, are there any death volcanoes on these paper plates?
Fair question.
Very weird. Gwenny watches a show about dinosaurs, and they're like, in one episode there is a volcano eruption and everyone is running, and I'm like, this is weird. I don't like it. But so it's similarly tied to the idea of like mascots for, hey, I'm one of the things you're about to eat. Like, that's just really, come eat my family, it seems to say.
Welcome.
And I just, welcome. My family is on the menu.
Welcome to this party.
Yeah. So anyway,
for
I just
a 3-year-old.
wanted to bring that up. I can't compete with deliver. I just can't. There's nothing I can say that's going to be, there's nothing that's going to be better than that. That's pretty good. Like you said, the logo options are legion, and I think that's
endless,
really
right?
something to work on. I'll have to come up with something. Maybe I'll think of something. I'll let you know.
Yeah, if anybody has any ideas.
It's better than Grubhub. I got to say. Grubhub, like, I get it. Somebody was really proud of themselves. It's alliteration. Great. Good for you. Or, like, it's not even alliteration. It's rhyming. But, like, I just feel like you can do better. Deliver is chef's kiss.
Probably somebody's going to steal that idea.
It probably exists out there.
Oh, speaking of chef's kiss.
Trademark.
Michelle, when she watches Jason Tatum, he does the chef's kiss every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what she calls it? Oh, we just gave the kiss of death. It's not what that is. It's not what that is.
Ooh, he broke out the kiss of death.
Yeah.
He's not a wrestler.
I'm like, I think it was like a chef's kiss. And then,
She's like, fuck you!
Fuck you!
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. The kiss of death.
She also says...
The Tatumizer.
Instead of the word. Now, mind you, she has a degree in photography. So she's seen this word and read this word and used this word probably millions of times.
Sure.
Well, that's an exaggeration, but whatever. Instead of circa.
Oh, boy.
Circa. So now she just says it. Circa
1979.
Like if I do something that's a little bit like, well, that's really weird, I just get a Circa. So it's become like a code.
Circa. Big Game of Thrones fan? Really into Cersei, the queen? Circa.
And she read the word, the name rather, Seamus. And I think this one kind of makes sense. Seamus. So Butchie, one of our dogs, was almost named Seamus.
It would have been spelled Seamus, but always pronounced Seamus?
Seamus.
Okay. Got it.
But I didn't know, like, if I wanted to be in the backyard yelling Seamus. Just felt a little weird.
You're going to Ireland, right? That's still happening?
Yeah.
And so check out some of the names over there. Ireland and Scotland, there are some spellings and some pronunciations that do not align.
You know that I tried to take Gaelic and ended up crying.
I did not. I didn't know that you had tried, but that tracks.
Like
that sounds about
tears.
right.
Yeah. It was at NYU. It was like a, continuing education. And I went to one class and left crying. Like,
everything I know about pronunciation is a lie.
How can a P be pronounced as an R?
Don't even make any sense.
But unless it's near an A, so then it's like a Q sound. Yeah, it was terrible.
I after E, except after
anything Gaelic. Yeah, it was. God, it's such a clunky little language there. Yeah, I'm going in about 4 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, gosh, that snuck up 4 weeks.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
Doesn't it seem like this far off distant thing?
Yeah.
Where people are like, it's not going to happen.
May, 9 months from now.
Yeah, it's a year and a half down the road. Here we are.
A few days.
But I'm happy that your mom is going to be in town.
Yes, Glad Douse coming Vermontward.
She's going to come and be on the show.
Yeah, we're going to get her on the show. Don't worry. We'll set up the third mic. She'll come and sit with us for,
she will.
for an hour or so and chat. Yeah. She was on her month-long cruise, and so she got back, and one of the first things that she communicated to me was that got episodes to catch up on. Got to listen to those episodes I missed while I was gone.
I would use terms like sea legs. So she's been at sea for a long time, right?
Yep.
Aye, Captain. Right?
She's basically a pirate now because she was on a boat for so long. I think they just indoctrinate you once you've been on the sea.
Oh, Derek, I've always had this parrot on my shoulder. The hell are you talking about? Like a peg leg?
Yeah.
Right?
Paying everybody in doubloons.
And wearing like a lot of like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
Johnny
again,
Depp
back to the Johnny Depp necklaces.
It all comes back to Johnny Depp.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is all I want to say about Johnny Depp. What I did watch, and then I'll stop talking about him because I'm really annoying today.
People, there's 3/4 of the audience is like, Jesus Christ, more Johnny Depp. And then 1/4 is like, yes, give me more of that Depp heard content.
Send it.
I
like how he acts like I had no idea that I was going to be an actor. Like part of the testimony that I watched, he was like, well, I wanted to play music. And then they wanted me to be this like teen idol. So I figured I would just, fall back on, I don't know,
lean
acting
into that,
in
I guess.
multi-million-dollar motion pictures. And, here we are.
Johnny Depp, I think 98% of the time doesn't seem like he knows what's going on, but it's working for him. It's worked for him for years.
I guess. But boy, I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to get judged for this.
Earmuffs, sensitive people.
Time has not been kind to him, has it?
Well, I mean, Hollywood's a rough place.
Yeah.
And you get work done, and sometimes it's the wrong work,
Yeah.
Sometimes you make bad choices.
Like Johnny Depp looks like a bootleg Johnny Depp.
Yes, he looks like a caricature of himself. Yes. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough out there for anybody in Hollywood.
I'm going to stop talking about him now.
All right, you want to call Tim? You want to see if Tim's available to chat with us?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Tim was apparently possibly getting a tattoo today, so he may or may not be available. Yeah, getting some new ink. I did specifically ask him if he needed me to send him a high res of the Bitter Coffee logo to get tatted up with. He explained that he made his own. It's not necessary. So let's see.
That tracks.
Mr. Chang is available today. Hopefully he's not driving dangerously with a check engine light on.
I do want to check in about the check engine light.
Yeah, we should definitely check on the check engine light. Check in with the engine, as it were. Always, this is so nervy. I'm just never sure if he's going to be around or not. I also wonder if, he always just waits for 4 rings to make sure it's a legitimate phone call.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
What is shaking, my friends?
Not a whole lot. I was just questioning whether or not you actively screen your calls, because I don't think I've called you outside of the show maybe thrice, but in the times that I have called you, I think your phone always rings at least 4 times, and I respect that. That. You don't want to seem too available.
I know I see your name pop up and I think,
Am I into this in this moment?
I say to myself, do I have this kind of time today? I don't know.
Do I have it in me? Well, this whole episode has just been about do we have the bandwidth mentally and emotionally and energetically to do a show? And we've done okay. We've done okay, I think.
It's a show about maybe not wanting to do a show.
Yeah, basically.
Not wanting,
which is
but
very, very opposite of the last time I spoke to you. We were like, hey, we can do a 6-hour show.
Yeah, we went firing in on that. Actually, circling back to the previous episode, though, we did want to check in on the engine. Can we check in on the engine itself to find out how is the engine doing?
Well, we had a chat.
Okay, good.
There was a lot of deep sighing from both of us.
Yep.
To be clear.
There was an airing of grievances, sort of like Festivus.
Yep, sure. Feats of strength and all.
And we're good now.
Good.
It was just like, I appreciate you checking in. Thank you for finally asking how I'm doing. I will turn off the light until we need to speak again.
Oh,
wow,
good.
That's kind.
Good.
That's very thoughtful of the engine. See, sometimes all it takes is open and fair communication.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was just let me know. Sometimes you gotta tell people enough is enough.
Not enough of your BS.
We need to realign our relationship, and I think that's what happened.
Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear that you're safe and everybody has been emotionally supported on both sides.
My emotional support car.
Just trying to take it on the plane with you.
Yeah.
Now I just feel like you should have like a engine checked. Like past tense light.
Right.
Like, nope,
Right.
that's done.
That one's always on, and then it turns off, and then it's like you got about a week, and then it's like, check your damn engine.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. I bring it into the mechanic, and they're like, okay, and is it on any medications?
Any big changes
Any big
lately?
changes since last time?
Any big changes?
Oil or otherwise?
Behavior or...
Tires.
You know what I'd say? I'd be like, it's a little gassy. I'm just killing him.
Oh my God. So, Tim, that was amazing. I didn't prep Kelly with this, and I haven't really thought it out myself, so nothing changes there around how we
I've
do
done
the
enough
show.
prep lately.
brand.
Sounds about
Please
on
proceed.
brand. But Tim, because you and I really, our bonds as friends were built on video games.
Yeah,
and
correct.
I was actually curious because I don't think I've ever asked you this, Kelly. Do you have any past or current relationship with video games
Sure
of any
do.
kind? You
Thanks
do.
for asking.
You do.
Glad you asked.
Oh, interesting.
I'm very interested to hear about
Yeah.
this. I thought Tim would be a good kind of sit-in for this conversation as well.
So as an old,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I was a hardcore Atari 2600.
Hell yes.
Nice.
Hell yes.
Nice. I had the 7800, you know, because I was like advanced and
Sure,
shit, you know, like cool.
sure. Well, yeah. I mean, we were, we weren't fancy.
Sure,
However,
Yeah, you game what you can game. Yeah.
in the apartment complex that I grew up in, I was considered fancy.
Yeah, okay.
Because my mom would get the new Atari cartridges
Hell yeah.
a few days before they came out. Yeah. And you know what she would say? It's okay. They fell off a truck.
You did grow up in Jersey.
but
Yeah.
she
Did
had
grow up
them.
in Jersey.
Totally worked. Yeah. There was one called like Jungle Habitat,
Okay. Wow.
and it was
Okay.
a person,
video games and
and they would have to go from like vine to vine, and like jump over alligators.
Oh, sure.
So Google it.
Okay.
It was
yeah.
fascinating.
Pitfall.
Pitfall. Yeah, I was going to say sounds
Yeah.
like Pitfall for
Yep.
Jesus Christ, Tim.
God damn it. Oh, wait. No, it was called Pitfall. Jungle Habitat was the amusement park that I went to as a child,
Nice.
which was rides and games.
Sure.
And you would drive through an actual safari,
Yeah.
which was like zebras from Englewood, New Jersey. And I remember my dad, we were in a VW Bug. Boy,
Okay.
what the journey
you
we're
were.
about to go on.
Yeah, this is really a thing. You're painting a picture here.
My family of four were in a VW Bug, and my mom was freaking out because there was an ostrich who was
Smoking a cigarette.
smoking a cigarette
Yeah.
and pecking away at the parking permit sticker on the window of the car.
God.
Anybody got any water over here? I'm starving.
I'm parched over here. Water? Anybody?
But then
And a dog? Any
my
dogs
dad had a heart attack in the safari.
Oh my God. How have I never heard this story?
I guess I just buried it.
Thanks for bringing it up. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So like emergency situation in the drive-through safari.
Yeah, it's all a little bit blurry.
Emergency situation in the drive-through safari.
Yeah.
That is.
And they were the most unhappy animals I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. I mean,
was-
you're at a zoo, so.
Fuck you. They're just
Couple
shouting
of
at the
baboons.
car.
Fuck off!
Right.
In a VW Bug, like windows up,
Oh, sure.
and like my
Well,
dad's like smoking.
You're not trying to get jacked.
Of course.
You're not
yeah.
trying to get jacked at the drive-through safari.
No.
No.
A couple of orangutans come up there and just take your VW Bug.
I was just talking to a friend of mine, I'd say maybe 2 weeks ago, about Action Park.
Oh God, Action Park. Yes.
What is Action Park? It
So-
sounds like Makeout Mountain, but maybe not.
If anybody,
Is it like a
no, it's like
lower
the
makeout
opposite.
hill?
It's like the opposite of that. So on Netflix, there is a documentary about this place. I think it might just be called Action Park, or
It's
maybe
called Class Action
Class
Park.
Action Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it.
Class.
Yes.
Now I get it.
Just like
Very
everything else.
important
Just
part
like
of it.
everything else. You add class to it, and Tim understands.
Yep.
So yeah, it's all about the park in New Jersey that
Right.
was like the most dangerous amusement park
Right.
to ever, water park specifically,
Yep.
to ever be created.
And like a highway ran through the middle of the park.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not
No,
exaggerating.
Like you had to cross the highway to get to some of the attractions.
Yeah.
Amazing.
with like no shoes on.
Right, on burning asphalt.
I'm burning asphalt, yeah.
So I love that we went from Pitfall on the Atari 2600
Yeah, it was called Pitfall.
to Class Action Park. I love that so much.
It was a journey.
I'll be honest, Tim, and this is going to make sense to like no percentage of our listeners other than you, perhaps,
Perfect.
and maybe
So that's on brand.
Maybe our guy,
Love that.
our guy Vin, if he ever listened to the podcast, but he doesn't.
Fuck Vin.
We just yell at him because he's never going to hear
You
this.
are our friend, Vincent.
Never gonna hear this. Still on his flip phone. So we play a game called Diablo 3 specifically, and season 26 just started last weekend. Again, no one understands this. We don't expect you to. But I'm playing a new character, and you don't need to know anything about the game except that you have a resource as a particular character in this game, and every character has their own resource that they use to cast spells, blah 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 blah. You get it. The resource on my character is actually hatred, is what they spend to cast spells. So my character frequently uses a phrase that I have never used in my entire life and never will, which is, I don't have enough hatred. And like he says it, I would say like once every 45 seconds because I'm playing the game and I'm casting spells. So he'll shout at me, I don't have enough hatred for that. And I just cannot relate. I do not understand what that must be like.
No, I get it, Derek, because my character's is fury, and it's like, I need more fury. I'm like, no, I got plenty.
I do not, to
I
be
spend
clear.
most of my time yelling. So I've got plenty of fury.
I have fury to
go
spare.
around.
Yeah, use some of mine. Can I
A lack
direct?
of hatred and fury.
Yeah, can I just pour into the game? Is there a plug for me like the Matrix? Can I just add my own hatred to my character?
So if there's no
right.
hatred and there's no fury, how is this even a game?
No, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I
Those
know.
are key elements of modern gaming, hatred
I know.
and fury. So
Yeah.
How do you get more hatred? I mean, I could walk you through how I do.
you just meet more people.
Okay.
And that's actually true. Like you beat
Right.
the crap out of some more
This is
people and they give you more hatred. So the more people you
It's a
encounter,
law of averages.
the
You
more
encounter
hatred
more
and
people.
fury you get and the better you're able to succeed in the game. It's like life.
That's right.
It's just like life.
So it's really just like life.
Just like life.
Yeah.
The more people you encounter, the more hatred you will have.
Makes
Just
so
how it
much
is.
sense to me.
It's just how it is. Yes, Tim and I.
No wonder there's 26 seasons of this game. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the game's been going on for a while.
Long time.
Yeah, so Tim, I knew you would have some perspective there. Tim and I think I shared this in your intro when you were actually on the show, but Tim and I's like really original first interaction with each other directly was Tim teaching me a very key move in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
That's right.
And like that is how we became friends. Is that
throwback.
Tim, as what I considered a drastically younger human to me, because I believe he was 2 years younger than me at the time.
At the time, though, you know.
At the time, seemed like a lot. Picked up the
I
controller.
still needed to ask my mom if I could do stuff, you know? So, like, I think that's fair.
So I'm playing the game for, I don't know, half an hour or so, and Tim is dutifully sitting there watching me. And I think at one point, just kind of like in between games, said, you know, there's a better way to do that. Yeah. And I was like,
Ooh,
listen,
He must
youth.
know.
Listen.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He must
Oh,
know.
God.
I thought old people knew everything. And so Tim graciously took the controller from my hands and demonstrated how to actually play the game properly. We've been friends ever since.
Have at it, kid.
Yeah. So
That's
thank
it.
you to Tim for teaching me how to boneless. That's
Was
all
there
I
like
want to
a-
say.
like
20 years later, still screaming
you go.
at screens and talking
Yeah,
bullshit.
20 years later, here we are,
Yeah.
just
Look at
fits of
that.
rage and fury fury at all times.
Hatred and fury-induced friendship.
And fury-induced
How
friendship.
wonderful.
It's the
great.
solid foundation of any friendship.
Any good
really.
friendship, yes. Shared
Right.
hatred.
Now, Tim, do you
Absolutely.
remember that story any differently than Derek
No,
just shared?
I remember that story.
No?
I
Okay.
remember that story watching Derek play on my PlayStation, being like, this fucking guy.
What
Seems
right
like
does he have?
doesn't know what the fuck is up.
I feel bad about him besmirching my PlayStation in
But
such
he's
a way.
guest in the home, my mom would not want me to.
He's a guest in our home, and here he is.
This is my sister's friend, a guest in the home. I'm not gonna be like, listen, homeboy.
But here he is,
need to get right.
stinking up my game room
Yeah.
with his
Like, oh,
poor
this is
play.
cute, That's cute.
Aw, he thinks he can game. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. I can see why my sister took pity on him and brought him to our home.
This is her stuff.
It was actually Easter, I think. Timely story, because I believe that was Easter, because the dorms closed, and the options were drive 4 hours home because I couldn't stay
Right.
in my room, or like
Right.
Lisa take pity on me and I can go stay at their house for the weekend. That's exactly how that went. So, just doing the Lord's work there, the chains.
Sure. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, Yara. Tim, anything else to share with the people before we let you get on with your day? What are you getting tatted, by the way?
You've read my mind. What are you
yeah.
getting?
Yeah, so I'm getting bro tats with two of my friends.
Hell yeah. Hell
My
yeah.
friend Mark Richards at Heavy Hand
There
on
you
Instagram.
go. Yes.
That's classic
Yes.
Mark.
Plug your
Deal.
shit. Yeah.
So Mark has done my entire leg tattoo.
Nice.
Of all my creatures. So he and myself and my best friend roommate Cricket,
Nice.
we are all getting varying customized shakas, zombie hand,
yeah.
shaka bra hands
Oh my
on
God, I
our
love it.
tattooed. So Mark has a tattoo of a rat on his hand, so his shaka has a rat on the bottom. Cricket has a red bandana she wears around her wrist quite a
Yep,
bit, so
okay.
her zombie hand has a red bandana
I
on
love every moment
Fair.
of
it. Or
this.
a bandana. I
Yep.
think she decided not to do color. And mine
I can't wait.
is really paying homage to two of the most important things in my life.
You're
So
so kind.
mine-
Thank you.
Thank you. And you were on the
Both
show
of us
today.
Are gonna fit on there.
How
That's so
ironic.
weird.
Little
Yeah.
charms. It's like, how you get like the charms that spell a name? It just says Derek and Kelly
Yep.
around the wrist.
But if you-
I can send my hospital pic.
Kelly has a great shot of her right before her colonoscopy. If you want to just go ahead and get that emblazoned on the old
Maybe I'll
thigh.
just get a photorealistic portrait of
So
that.
if that doesn't work out, what are you actually going to go with?
So what I'm actually getting is around the wrist of mine is garlic bulbs strung together with a bass guitar string
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yes.
in garlic.
Put that stink
Two of them.
stink bass on there.
That's right. And two of the most important things in my life: the low end and garlic farts. So that's what we got going on over here today. And Mark is doing his. Mark is tattooing himself. So he's
wow.
in the process of tattooing his own leg upside
Jeez,
down, which has
crow.
been pretty interesting to
That's
watch.
I bet.
incredible. That's
We
incredible.
are in the scenic town of Salem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you
today.
taking this call from the parlor? Is that what's
I'm outside in the parking lot. I decided not to scream at Mark while he's trying to tattoo his own leg.
just shouting about hatred
I
and
felt as
fury
though-
and
Yeah.
no, I get it.
He's like, hey, I bet this conversation is really interesting to you, but could you please shut the fuck up and or
have
go outside?
paying customers. If you could possibly shut
That's
the
the
fuck
nice
up.
thing, is that it is appointment only, so it's just us hanging
Oh,
out.
that's
There's
cool.
no,
That's
random
cool.
people walking
That's
in.
pretty cool. Yeah.
But
So
if
this
anybody wants to check it out, it's Tomb Gallery
There you go.
in Salem, Mass.
great name.
And it's Mark Heavy Hand Richards and Mark Blanchard. You can find them both on the Instagrams.
Love it. They just became sponsors of the episode. You can let them know.
There you go.
Hello.
That's fantastic. Well, Tim, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, even
Pleasure
amongst
as
your
always.
busy tattooing day. And we'll
I'm
talk
so
to you
glad
again
there's
soon.
not a pending mechanical breakdown in place this time.
Same.
It did feel like a race against time in that conversation. So I'm glad to
y'all.
hear things are a little chiller today. All right, man.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Likewise.
You too. Take care,
Talk
Tim.
to you guys later.
See you, man.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Tim Chang, ladies
Tim
and gentlemen.
Chang, everybody. Always a pleasure having Tim. This became the cricket episode.
It
Talking
did.
about the cricket bat, talking about crickets, talking about friends. Tim's friend cricket.
I think we were due for a cricket theme.
It's been a while.
Right?
It's been a while since we returned to crickets as a primary theme of the show.
Yeah. Let's thank
Anybody
some
who's
people,
not
shall we?
listened to early episodes, please do so.
Yeah, go back like season one, episode 4.
2 or 4, somewhere in there. Early.
Where I
There
share
was
my lifelong fear of crickets.
after one of them appeared prominently in one of the earlier episodes.
Still haunts my dreams.
All right, go ahead. Let's thank some folks.
Let's thank some folks. I'd like to thank Dog. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I skipped over the most important sponsor of the show. Sorry. I'd like to thank the Polarity
There
Foundation.
we go. Thank you, Michelle.
Whose generous donations make this podcast possible.
Each and every
I
day.
forgot the word podcast.
Podcast. What are we doing?
I was going to say broadcast.
radio television
Right?
show. What is this?
Thanks
Internet
to the Polarity
radio
Foundation, who makes
show?
this television show, this live television show possible.
Makes all mimeographs here at Bitter Coffee possible.
That's just me after too many sarsaparillas.
This just in. Woman has too many sarsaparillas. Can't remember the word podcast.
That cherry phosphate went right to my head. Thank God I'm going to have a bloodletting later. Jesus Christ. I want to thank Doggy Styles Pet Grooming, located at 925 Roosevelt Highway in Colchester.
Colchester.
Colchester. You can
This
give
just
them
in
a
from
call.
Doggy Styles in Colchester. Bring your dog. Get him washed. Get him clean. Get him groomed. Clean the nails.
Trim the- Buy him a sweater.
Here in the fine town of Colchester. Beautiful sunny day outside.
Get a leash and matching collar.
Smell fresh as a daisy. You'll never believe it. Your dog will thank you.
They can be reached at 802-654-7387.
It's the best non-ad read ever right here.
Oh
What's
my
happening?
God. You can reach them at Carnegie 5-7387.
Just ask the operator to connect you to Doggy Styles Pet Grooming. Her name's Doris. She's a doll.
Patch me through. I want to thank Green Mountain Foster Bikes and Tim and Tanya. Thanks so much for your support. Green Mountain Foster Bikes, giving rebuilt and donated bikes to foster kids in Vermont, located at 10 North Main Street in
Virginia's.
also the home of Little City Cycles, a place to find your new friend and a magic bike and a magic bicycle. It's bicycle. It's magical.
This just in. Magic bicycle seen in Virginia's.
It's like a unicorn you can pedal.
If that is not their new tagline, next week, like a unicorn you can pedal.
It's like one.
Like one. No, we don't want to get peed on our ass. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's like a unicorn you can pedal.
You can reach them at 802-877-3000. Also, want to thank Tim Chang for our
Yeah.
intro and outro music.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Tim, for providing the music and your dulcet tones.
I usually remember about an hour and a half after we wrap the show.
To thank him for the music.
Thank him for the music. So
I would definitely remember if I was still editing, it would be when I was editing and adding the music, I'd be like, ah, shit.
oh, it comes up again. Yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
I'll
and
forget
then it comes up again. Yeah, right. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate you. That music's killer.
And as always, thank you so much for listening,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody. We
We will
appreciate
be
you.
back in 2 weeks. So, not being a person who can follow a calendar like a normal human being, is the next show going to be the one where we have your mom
yeah, it
on?
might be a Glad House episode,
Okay,
perhaps.
all
We'll
right.
see. If it's not, well, screw it.
Then we're just going to have to fly to where she is. And
That's right. We'll go to her and make it happen.
Thanks, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Take care.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.